Hey y'all, one of the things that you will begin to notice is that I am a road warrior. Now what that means is that I spend a lot of time in my car. On a regular basis, I am an instructional coach for a clinical residency program, which is amazing. I really don't know how I got the job, but one of the things that means is that I get to pretty much make my own schedule. So a lot of my time, once I make that schedule, is spent in my car, about 50% of the time. Now for most people, they would hate to be in the car, but three things. One, I get reimbursed for gas mileage and things like that, so that's always pretty motivating. And then two, I love this time by myself because it does not happen that often. Like literally once I walk into the door, and most mothers, yes, mothers, not parents, most mothers can completely agree with what I'm saying, that once that door opens and your kids are at home, if you're a working mom, then you're typically on to your second job of the day until the kids go to bed. Am I right? Because I know that I'm right. Me being able to have this time in my car is really good. I get to do things that I don't normally get to do. I get to sing or think that I know how to sing or whatever. I get to dance. But two of the things that I usually do whenever I am driving by myself is one, I spend this time with God. So I recently started listening to 89.7, no promo or anything like that. More specifically because I didn't like some of the songs that were, well, I don't like some of the songs that are on my radio as it pertains to my children. Like, I don't mind listening to the music because I know how to decipher what's good to say and what's not good to say, and what's good to think and not good to think, and good to listen to and not good to listen to. But as far as my kids go, they're just in, for the most part, the repeat stages of their life. So whatever is on the radio, whatever they think that it's saying, they just say. So I kind of started making sure that whenever we are driving in the car together, that we listen to some sort of Christian or uplifting or kid music or something like that that doesn't really have bad words or sayings or ideas in it. But what that turned into is me listening to 89.7 almost every single moment that I'm in the car. Bring your doubts, bring your fear. The second thing that I do when I'm in the car, so I usually split my day. So either on my way to wherever I'm going, I listen to Christian music, or on the way back. And then that other time, I'm reading a book. No, not like flipping through pages, because that's more dangerous than recording while driving, but actually listening to an audiobook. And most of the time I get things off of YouTube because people make it readily available for you to YouTube an audio version of the book. I also use Audible as well. And my favorite way to choose books, and I know that is probably weird and most people like it the other way around, is I specifically look for books that are about to get turned into movies, and that might be the nerd in me, but I like doing the whole comparing how it was in the book to how it is on film. Most of the time I'm highly disappointed. I just recently read The Hate U Give, which I loved. The novel, when they turned it into a film, it was still good. It just, there were some things about it that were a little different, that I preferred the book method of it than the video method of it. A Wrinkle in Time, again, preferred the book version of it over the film version of it. It was still good, don't get me wrong, it just wasn't how I imagined it in my head. Much like 50 Shades of Grey or 50 Shades of Freed. Wasn't exactly how I imagined it in my head, but that's a story for a different time. So I spend a lot of this time listening or reading audiobooks and kind of connecting with God. I think that it should also be known that I've got a little bit of road rage in me. Not a lot, but like one of the things that makes me really mad is when people won't let me over when I am actually following the driver's ed handbook. I don't have my seatbelt on right now, so that's not really following it. Hold on, let me put that on. as you merge onto a freeway, when are you supposed to get over? Right? So you're coming from the entrance ramp onto the freeway. You have to get over into the left lane because that lane, the entrance lane, is about to end. When do you get over? When there's dotted lines, right? So if I wait to get over to when I'm legally supposed to get over, which is when there are dotted lines, why won't you let me over? It doesn't make any sense. On the flip side of that, I personally think that if you are going to merge to exit, right? So long line, you're going to exit, you're getting off, you speed up, right? So it's perfectly okay for you to merge, but you can't do it in front of a car. You have to merge in front of a semi. Why? Because they already take off really slow, so no one's going to be missing any time with you merging over to take up space. You merge in front of a semi because they're already slow. Does that make sense? I am also okay with letting people pass me. I typically drive, the reasonable amount over the speed limit. Most of my drill sergeants in my unit are also cops, so I know that at about 9 miles an hour is where they start to pull you over on a freeway. Before that, you're just keeping up with traffic. If someone needs to speed to get past me, I have no problem letting them over. You never know someone's emergency. Just let it happen. There's no point in you stressing about it. For the most part, you're not saving any vast amount of time. Like, you save a millisecond and you end up seeing that person at the light again. So it doesn't really matter. I especially learned that you never know someone's emergency whenever we had an emergency with my daughter. When she was 12 years old, 12 years, she ain't even 12 years old yet. When she was 12 days old, she had RSV, and there were moments of time where she would stop breathing. We ended up having to rush her to the emergency room, and we had to merge over and stuff through traffic and running all kind of stuff. We didn't run any lights, but we just weren't as careful as we needed to be. And I definitely appreciate the people who let us over in that time, not really knowing what our emergency was. There's your lesson learned about driving for the day. Dang, y'all could have told me that my makeup right here was a little dark, no blending. All right, anyways, I should probably pay attention to the road because I'm starting to get on the freeway, and I'm going to get back to lifing. Bye-bye.